everyone, it's Blakely with Cooking for Bimbos, and I'm here today to show you a really special treat. I'm going to do pumpkin spice scones, and they're so easy to make. Perfect breakfast food, and I love pumpkin, because who doesn't? And I'll show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is mix all of our wet ingredients up. I have 1 egg. I have a half a cup of some pumpkin puree right in here. And then 3 tablespoons of half and half. Just like that. And I also have a little bit of vanilla extract. So right in here, I'm going to give it a good mix, just to incorporate it all. Perfect, just like that. So now we're going to set this aside and we're going to do our dry ingredients. So in here I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, as well as 1/3 cup of sugar. I have about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, as well as 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Then I'm going to do a bunch of cinnamon in here. Just like this. I'm going to do a bunch of fresh nutmeg. About 1/2 teaspoon of both the cinnamon and the nutmeg. Put this in here. And if you can get fresh nutmeg, it's amazing. I recommend doing that. Okay, perfect, just like that. And I have a little bit of ground ginger. Oops. Ground ginger there. About 1/4 teaspoon. As well as some ground cloves. About 1/4 teaspoon of that too. So all the flavors of an actual pumpkin pie, but in a scone, which is delicious. Give this a quick mix. Okay, so now I have 6 tablespoons of cold butter that I'm going to kind of mix into here. Alright, so 6 tablespoons of my cold butter I've had in the refrigerator just waiting on me. So with my hands, clean hands, I just put this on here and I'm just going to kind of work it into the flour. And you want it to be all mixed together. You don't want any big chunks of it. You just want to kind of snap it with your finger, just like this. Just breaking down that butter. Okay, so this is perfect. You can see how I've just kind of worked that butter into everything. There's not big chunks of anything in there. Just perfectly mixed together. If you have a food processor, you can do this in just a minute, but I like to do it with my hands. Okay, so now we are going to add all of our wet ingredients right in here, just like this. And then we're going to mix it together. It's going to all start to come together into a dough. Okay, so now I'm going to get in there with my hands. Make sure you get all of that flour out. Look how good this looks. Yum! Love pumpkin. It's a little wet. Beautiful. This looks great. So now we're going to flour our surface and roll it out. Okay, so now that is all done, I just like to flour a little bit of parchment paper. What I'm going to do is just kind of empty this out right here. Put some more flour on the top. What I'm going to do is just kind of press it into a 12-inch circle here. Just like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. How good these look. Yes, I'm so excited. You want it about 1 inch thick. Perfect. So now, take a little bit of this flour, and I'm just gonna cut my scones, just like this. I'm gonna do big scones. More flour. Don't want them to stick. Perfect. And that's a little pizza. Perfect. So now we're gonna put it. Just gonna take this, slide our baking sheet right underneath here, and I have my oven preheated at 425, and we're gonna let these beautiful scones cook for about 15 minutes. Perfect. So these just came out of the oven. Look at how beautiful they are. They're still a little warm. Oh my gosh, yes, they smell so good. All right, so now we are going to make our glaze. So I have about a little over a cup of powdered sugar in here. I'm gonna make a pumpkin spice kind of glaze on top. So a bunch of fresh nutmeg I'm using. And I'm gonna use a bunch of cinnamon as well. Lots of cinnamon. Just like that in here. Do a little bit of ground cloves, just a little bit, and a little bit of ground ginger. Just like that. Perfect. So now, I'm going to whisk this together. We're just going to add a little bit of this half and half at a time. We don't want to make it too runny, so just like a tablespoon at a time we're going to do. So we want to be able to drizzle it. Perfect. I need a little bit more. Like I said, just a little bit at a time. It's already starting to come together here. It looks a little thick. So I'm just going to do a little bit more in here. That might be good. All right. So I am just going to drizzle all over our scones. Look at those. Oh my gosh, they look so good. You want all the scones to have lots and lots of glaze on here because the scones themselves aren't that sweet. I didn't put too much sugar in them. That's why we're doing all this glaze on here, because we want lots of sweetness on the top. Look at those. Oh my gosh. People are going to be lining up for these. It's so good. Can't wait to try them. So there you have my very moist and very delicious pumpkin spice scones with a spice glaze on top. I hope you like it.